Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, like or subscribe. I know you wanna. So if you've been keeping up with my recent videos, you would have seen that Carrington's living situation has been up for debate over the internet. People don't know exactly where Carrington is living at the moment. On his most recent TikToks, his background seemed to be changing. It seemed to be rather messy as well. I noticed one of his most recent Instagram posts, he was saying that he's in a studio. And what I noticed from a lot of his recent TikToks is that he seems to be in this music studio, just sitting around making music. That's what he's doing. But is he living there as well? Here's his latest TikTok, and as you can see, he's in the music studio. I feel like that makes sense. Maybe he's in a situation at the moment where he needs to like save money. From what we have all been seeing, he has not been doing anything to be making money in terms of content creation. The only thing he's been doing is focusing on his music. I guess that's the only thing he is making money on right now. He's like trying to just squeeze as much money out of this music as he can as his popularity kind of fades, because the reality is he hasn't been posting anything online. He's not filming any content in Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert anymore. That's just stopped. We don't know if they're even friends, but we know that they've been liking and interacting with each other on Instagram now. Tara Yummy, Johnny Gilbert and Jake Webber are all like acting chummy again online, and obviously Jake Webber's putting out tweets that he's missing his trio. People are alleging that's to do with Carrington. So it seems like they're all kind of friends at the moment. So maybe it's Carrington's decision that he doesn't want to be filming content with Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert and Tara and that anymore. And maybe he just wants to focus on his music. Because the thing is, there was a TikTok live of Carrington talking about this, how he's kind of just a bit sick of social media and he wants to just like focus on his music. Let me play a clip of that right here for you guys.
I would not be that upset for the internet attention to go away, because I feel like it's fun to grow and stuff like that, but I feel like I've grown to a point now where it's like so many people just like want to like see you like get fucked, you know what I mean? Like so many people just like want you to like I don't know, people are just kind of out to get you at this. Like I feel like it gets to a point with social media where it's like people are like, you no longer entertain people just like kind of want to, like, people don't want to be entertained by you, they want to be entertained with like something negative about you because they think you're like, you know what I mean? You guys get what I'm saying. You pre-saved it, thanks y'all. But so I wouldn't really be super afraid for that to happen, for it to go away, because it's like, I don't know, like I see the way that like people come after my friends, and like people just think of like anything mean to say, you know what I mean? Like could you imagine being on social media and like you're just like a normal person, and then you see like, then people make videos like talking about like your appearance or just like the way you act, and it's like hundreds of thousands of likes. It's like, you know, stuff like that. So it just kind of gets to that point where social media becomes like a really negative place. But I think it's fun. Like it's still fun to do certain stuff, but it gets to a point where people get like really clout hungry, and you can like really, like there's nothing you could really say about it, you know, right now. I don't know, social media is fun, but it's also like freaky, dude, you know? It's like, what the fuck you mean? Like, they can bitch no? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm trying to put people on and make music, you know? Just followed you on Jiao Hong Xu. Thanks, guys. But yeah, I do like talking about that stuff, just because like it's something that I kind of noticed like as like the year ended on, because I just feel like seeing how people come at my friends and stuff like that, I don't know, it's just like sad, you know? Yeah, facts. It's like, yeah. And also you got to keep in mind, like I feel like the things that make the internet bad, or is like maybe like I feel is like a small percentage of the internet actually. I think it just is loud, so it makes it. It's kind of like if someone says, people could say 10 nice things about your outfit, but if one person says something mean about your outfit, you'll probably just listen to that.
So it kind of makes sense that everything's just proven too much of him getting more banned on social media, and he wants to just take a step back and focus on his music. But the only problem is his music hasn't really been performing that well since he is not with Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert anymore, because let's be realistic, he was kind of riding them and getting their followers and engagement and popularity, and that was feeding into his music, and that's the reason why his first song's done so well, like Night Phone and Clown Show, because he was friends with Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert, filming those videos all the time, so everyone kind of knew who Carrington was. And now they They still kind of know who he was, but they don't know what's happened to him. Like, nobody's really seeing him on anything anymore, other than the odd, like, TikTok of him just talking about music again. And as we know, Carrington has really come under fire for the whole Raven situation, where Raven accused Jake Webber, Johnny Gilbert and Carrington of being roofied at their house party, and they did not care when they tried to reach out to get some, like, clarification on what exactly maybe happened, like some security footage, stuff like that. As we know, if you have been following my videos, Jake Webber and Johnny Gilbert are now fine with Raven. They kind of have spoken to Raven and kind of hashed it out. Carrington has not. Carrington just stayed quiet, and I think maybe is just over it, or he's either hiding and waiting for the whole situation to blow over. Who knows? If he just came and said his side of the story, I'm sure people will probably understand and be fine with it. I mean, Jake Webber did say that Raven came to the party unannounced. They got really out of hand, got drunk. The security tried to throw them out loads of times and they kept coming back. But I think if Carrington just said they came to the party, we were supposed to be working on a song together, but they got really drunk and acting out, and they kept getting thrown out all the time. So, because the thing is, Raven's story seems to change a little bit here and there. People were thinking that, okay, Carrington and Raven are friends, so Carrington must have invited Raven to the party, and obviously Raven's 20 years old, they're underage, they shouldn't be drinking, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes Raven hints to the fact that they were not supposed to be at the party either. So there's a recent TikTok and there's a comment underneath and Raven responds like, it's just LA, it's what you do. Like, you sneak into house parties unannounced and uninvited. And I actually don't think Carrington and Raven were actually friends. We've only heard that from Raven's side. Carrington hasn't said anything. I don't think they were friends. I personally don't think they're good friends. I think Carrington was aware of Raven. First of all, I think Raven was in the same circles as them anyway, because they were like making music and stuff. And obviously it's LA. LA's kind of small. All the influencers know each other, especially TikTokers and people making music, because everyone seems to make music these days. So I think they knew of each other, and maybe management, and that's another rumor that's been going around. Management put Raven and Carrington together because they're both making music. And also Raven was kind of like a fan of Carrington anyway. They were covering his songs on TikTok. His song Night Phone, Raven was covering it. Carrington was like liking it, reposting it and stuff like that. I think what's been going on is Raven turned up unannounced, got really, really drunk, is embarrassed of their behavior. I mean, they literally say themselves that they're acting like a fangirl.
Inebriated that night, I was acting like a psychopath to all these influencers there, and I was fangirling and shit, and like, that's just...
It looks like you were really big fans of especially Carrington, so you probably showed up and was like, oh yeah, you know what I mean, then got really, really drunk and started acting really crazy and got thrown out by security, and they're probably really embarrassed by that because that happened in front of people that they're big fans of. So they're going now and saying that they're roofied, and that's not them. That's kind of what seems like is going on with that situation. Obviously, what happened after the party, who knows? Raven allegedly they were essayed, got picked up in a car by two guys, and you know, it all went really wild after the party. That is kind of separate to what went on at the house party. But the problem is, you bring up Jake Webber, Johnny Gilbert and Carrington's names and associate it with being roofied, then being SA'd. You know, people, if they don't really know the full story, they're just going to assume that those three guys done all that to Raven, when that isn't the case at all. Everything's alleged and nothing's factual at this point. So, you know, if Carrington just came out and made like a statement or a short like video talk about it or whatever, I think it would be fine. Like, I don't think his involvement isn't really that serious. You know, Carrington could easily come back from it, but I feel like Carrington's just not bothered. Carrington's over it, I think. I think Carrington's over it. That's why he stayed quiet. I think he's just over social media and all these dramas that were happening. Because, I mean, a few things happened to them at once, like Johnny Gilbert and the swastika thing. Carrington saw how Johnny Gilbert and Grace's relationship was always getting torn apart. You know, it's like from that TikTok I shared earlier, Carrington, I think, was just over it. And I think this maybe is being Carrington's decision to be more quiet on social media. But the problem is, that's how he makes money. So I'm like, he can't go too silent. Obviously, he's going to be making no money whatsoever. And I feel like that's why he's pushing out these songs, because I think he just wants one of his songs to really take off. And then he can just be a music artist and he doesn't have to do social media ever again. That's what I feel like Carrington's trying to do at this point. And also, it's funny, people talk about it in the past, but in Carrington's most recent TikTok, he is wearing Tara Yummy's beanie again. He brought Tara Yummy a beanie in one of Jake Webber's Christmas videos last year.
This is for Tara.
Wow, it's so nicely wrapped. The one I didn't help him wrap.
Tara, yeah.
Thanks, Carrington.
What is it?
I haven't opened it yet. Oh my God. Hello. I love it. Oh my God.
It looks good.
Glitter and pink. I literally can't complain. Thank you. Look at us in our beanies.
You're welcome.
And people have been talking about, I must admit, it was a bit strange, every single TikTok since the roofied situation happened with Raven. And then I realised he hasn't really worn it for a while, and he's been wearing it again in his most recent TikTok. So I don't know what it means. We don't know if maybe Tara Yummy gave it back to Carrington because she was over him, but I don't think that's the case. I think they've all been secretly friends for the whole situation. The whole roofie drama, I think they've all been friends still, just behind the scenes. So it could just be Carrington's just trying to be silly about it. You know what, Carrington's like that. He's like, oh, this will get them talking if I wear your your beanie, you know? So maybe he's just being silly like that. That's what I feel is going on here, but I don't feel like it's anything that deep. He probably just accidentally has the beanie. Well, maybe Tara Yummy didn't really like the beanie and gave it back to Carrington. She's like, well, actually, I'm not ever going to really wear that. You might as well have it. You love it. You know, it's probably nothing deep, guys. I've seen people talking about that a lot on his TikToks when he wears the beanie. But anyway, that is everything for this video, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. What's your thoughts? Have a kikis, have a chit chat. And that's it for this video, guys. So like and subscribe to my channel for more of me. I know you want to, baby. Hit the bell notification to be notified and pop up on your screen with a new video. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.